Hou is nie my vriende vir hier so. As ek met mense oor die arena praat, vra hulle net, hoekom hou jy so baie van die FN? Want jy kan nie eers regte magasyne kry. Hey guys, FAL guy here. In today's video, we're going to look at the magazines of the FAL, and particularly the new ones made by Dsarms. We all know that magazines are the downfall of the FAL. Well, Dsarms released a new batch, and so far, I'm super stoked for them. So let's get started. It's slightly windy. I hope it doesn't mess with the audio too much. We shall see. Hey guys, so let us get started and look at the magazine. But before we start the magazine, you'll remember my 21-inch FAL that I've painted Rhodesian camo on it. There's one nice add-on I just put on recently, and this is the stock. If you can see it, the stock is the longer South African stock and not the short standard stock. Got it from a buddy of mine in Pretoria. He's a good chap, and I think it is a really neat add-on to this rifle. Anyhow, let's get started with the magazine. The magazine I've inserted in this rifle is the new Dsarms magazine. Just a brief overview of the magazine. It is a steel magazine. It holds 20 rounds, and it is quite interesting. It is obviously metric, so it does fit metric, and it will fit your inch pattern guns, but it's not an inch pattern magazine, just FYI. So let us look at the magazine itself and how it's made. Obviously, we have got this special QPQ coating, quench polish quench coating, which is a nitrocarbonized hard coating that gives it a more durability, and they're less scratch resistant, so that is kind of neat. And we have a anti-tilt follower, which is the same as on the Scar, so it tilts less. And then we obviously have an improved spring on it. On the floor plate, we have dsarms.com on it. They put that on there. If I were to compare that FAL magazine to a South African one that I have with me, they look almost identical in terms of their shape and their form, as you can see in these pictures. So overall, it looks like a 20-round FAL magazine that we're used to. Now, some people have suggested that these magazines give them issues and they don't sit properly or just sit too tight. I've heard about that too. I personally did not have that issue on my FAL. I just inserted it when I got it, and for me, they work fine. Now, I did hear some people use a little bit of sandpaper, and just to like make them smoother here on top so they sit easier, click better into place. Again, I did not have the issue on my rifle. I must say that the coating does give like a nanometer or a hair, a little bit extra on top of like a top layer to the regular steel magazine or steel body. So that might make it slightly tighter if your lower receiver is already tight, or if your receiver is already tight tolerances. If it is an issue, Dsarms is working on it to make them slightly looser so they fit better. But I personally did not have that issue, so I can't speak to it. And yeah, so let's run some drills and see how it does at the range. So the first drill is I have 2 rounds in it. I want to see A, if it can chamber, B, if it cycles, and C, if the bolt locks to the rear on an empty mag. Let's give it a try and see how it does. Part 1 accomplished. It chambers around. 2 rounds. Locks to the rear on an empty chamber, and it cycled. So there's a great success. Let's fire some more rounds through this magazine and see how it does. The next thing we're going to shoot is just 5 rounds rapid fire and see whether it can cycle these rounds too, and whether it will lock to the rear. And again, bolt locks to the rear, magazine worked. The next thing we're going to do is 1 round in the chamber, none in the mag. Will the bolt lock to the rear? We shall see. Bolt lock to the rear, so that works too. So we got the bolt lock to the rear. I'm going to insert the magazine. I'm going to release the bolt and see if there's enough tension on the magazine to let the bolt go forward. Chambered around. And it cycled. Last thing I'm going to do is fire 4 rounds through this rifle. I only have 4 rounds left. Mag ammo is expensive. Let's see how it cycles. and even here, it's cycled. Let's get to the conclusion on this short video on the FAL magazine. I know we're all super excited to finally get newly produced FAL magazines for our rifles. And it does work. At least for me, it does. I know I've heard some reports of people struggling with these mags to make them run. I don't know what the issue is, but for me, it works. It sits well. It chambers rounds. It cycles through rounds, and that's all I need. It has an improved spring, has improved follower, so it's more of an anti-tilt follower like the Scar. It has a very scratch resistant coating, and I like it. And obviously the gray coating is like the original FAL magazine coating. So for me, big thumbs up. I like it, and I can recommend it. If you have any issues with it, leave a comment in the comment section below or write me an email. My email is also on my YouTube channel, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Obviously I want to increase my followers. Subscribe as well, like, share, whatever it takes to spread the word. I hate to say it, but the more visibility I get, the more I feel encouraged to make more videos. Plus, making videos and shooting 308 is not the cheapest, and I do make a little bit of money off of my YouTube, so any support is much appreciated. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you were able to make up your mind on this FAL magazine. Next video, we're going to look at this rig. I just dug out this rig from underneath a bunch of other stuff, and I'm like, this is the perfect FAL rig. So, thanks a lot for watching, and until next time we talk about this rig. Cheers.